Welcome to the Weather Gurus podcast for November 19, 2022. Today we're just going to go over the brief National Weather Service current hazards as well as the snowstorm, the Big Buffalo snowstorm, and the continuing lake effect snow showers that's going to be affecting Michigan, western Michigan, and as well as the UP of Michigan, as well as some of the counties, Ashtabula County in Ohio, and of course the usual snow belt zones. So as we head closer to that, you can see right now we're looking at the National Weather Service hazards courtesy of pivotalweather.com. National Weather Service hazards, of course, has that lake effects winter storm warning and lake effects snow watch for the western half of Michigan. So if you're in Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, Berrien County, up through Cadillac, Michigan, and Traverse City and Houghton, Michigan, up in the UP of Michigan and Marquette, you're under a winter storm warning, which means an additional 6 to 12 inches is possible in that area. The winter weather advisory continues along I-94 just to the middle of Jackson and Three Rivers, Michigan, and on up through 131 and the Highway 131 and 96 there, Interstate 96 there. Now, we also have a winter storm advisory, winter weather advisory for the western parts of West Texas. So if you're in Pecos, Fort Stockton, Marfa, Texas, heading toward El Paso, that region in the Sierra Blanca Mountains, there is a winter storm advisory for some showers, snow showers that could be mixing in the area down there as well. We also have some winter weather advisories, of course, in the New York State area, east of Buffalo, Hamburg area, east of Hamburg and Amherst, and those areas, of course, those typical snow belt zones, and then, of course, inland in the Adirondacks, there is a brief winter weather advisory for tonight. There is high wind warnings in the Shenandoah Valley, extending into the high Appalachian peaks of the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, just north of Boone, North Carolina. There's a high wind warning there as that cold front has descended through, and maybe some stiff northwest breezes remain in some of the lower valleys and canyons there. Now, out west, we have a red flag warning. This is extending from Los Angeles and Santa Ana Mountains down through the Santa Monica Mountains, and south of there along I-15 if you're coming down toward Murrieta and down Temecula, and of course in the San Diego area, basin area. That's the one red flag warnings in winter. Very dry conditions remain there, so do not burn anything. There's a burn ban there as well. So that's our national weather hazards there. And nationally, if you look at the radar, composite radar, you can see snow showers continuing to fetch off of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. Snow showers extending into the horseshoe area of Ontario from Hamilton, Mississauga, Toronto, back toward Niagara Falls. The fetch now is coming from more of a south-southwesterly breeze, and this is giving Buffalo downtown a break here from the snow showers, as well as Erie, and as well as the snow showers of the hamlets south of Buffalo, like Dunkirk and Hamburg, which has gotten over 6 feet of snow. But there's still more snow to come behind there. This heavy snow is coming off the bands now. Moderate to heavy light snow is coming off the band from Grand Rapids and Highland, once again in through Kalamazoo, Portage, and the I-94 corridor, down through South Bend. These lands are due west. They're coming right off the lakes here. And the lake temperatures are warm in the 50s, and that's creating that perfect environment for lake effect snow. We think the lake effect snow will finally shut off around Monday or Tuesday for these areas around here. So that's what we're looking at. And updates continuing. At least 3 dead as snowstorm buries western New York, according to AccuWeather.com. Our prayers and thoughts and prayers with those in western New York. They're used to these snowstorms. It's no big deal being on the snow belt, so you can get 3 to 6 feet. But they've gotten the most in 24 hours. This is the second time in history that have gotten 66 inches in 24 hours south of Buffalo and some towns, like I said, in Hamburg and things like that. So they continue under 6 feet of snow and continuing here. Emergency crews, quote, have rescued numerous stranded motorists. They've had a travel ban on I-90, the New York State Thruway, for commercial trucks and semi-trucks and all of that. As of this time, cars are still allowed to pass through, but it's very treacherous, guys. We have 6 foot mark of eclipsing the 6 foot mark, and more snow is on the way here. Dozens of crashes, hundreds of rescue reported. New York State Governor Kathleen Hochul held a storm briefing on Saturday about the historic storm totals. We have 88 vehicle crashes reported, and 280 people have been rescued. High numbers in Erie County and other counties as well. The New York State Thruway will reopen today, but not all exits will open. And over 390 tickets have been written for drivers violating the travel ban in the area. So be aware of that area. They had to move the Buffalo Bills football game to Detroit, as it's just too much snow to play a game there for that. So the Buffalo travel ban extends to the entire city. That will continue. As I said, we have 5.5 feet, 6 feet of snow into Orchard Park and south of Buffalo area, those typical snow belt zones. So you want to keep that in mind. Down south, there's a plethora of showers, though, from Baton Rouge, New Orleans, down through I-10 corridor, from Mobile, Biloxi, Pensacola, Tallahassee. These showers will continue to hug the Gulf Coast there, and it's a cold rain. As temperatures there have been in the 50s throughout all of today, And this is some of the coldest area of the season. So for that area too as well in the south. So don't forget down there. Beautiful day in Miami, Tampa, and Orlando. Temperatures in the 80s. Some scattered showers down in the Keys. So if you're in Marathon, Isla Mirada, see showers there, but Key West looks good. Southwest looks good in the desert Southwest. A few showers, once again, the snow showers continuing there as well. Out west looks good. And the Pacific Northwest is finally getting a break from precipitation. It's clear in Seattle, Tacoma, Olympia, out through Spokane and the Spokane River Valley, in through Idaho and the Bitterroots in the Montana. It's just going to be very, very cold. So be aware of that in that picture as we go through the rest of the time. So this has been your update on the snowstorm and on the hazards, on your local weather conditions here on the National Weather Service radar. Thank you for listening to the Weather Guru. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Be safe.